Hi, I'm Effie, and this is What Effie Reads.
I was lost, but you helped me find my way. Tainted by a desire, 'cause I was scared to face the truth. You pulled me out from my anxiety.
So at the moment, I feel like I'm in a bit of a reading slump. It feels like if it weren't for audiobooks, I wouldn't be finishing any books at the moment. I don't have any actual data of how many books I'm getting through, but I feel like most ebooks and physical books that I read, I'm just not finishing. I keep DNFing them, which is great. I wanted to DNF more books this year, but I just feel like I'm not finishing anything, and it's just putting me in more of a slump because I'm not finishing any books. So it's currently the early hours of Tuesday morning, and usually I switch from days to nights on a Monday into Tuesday, so I've got until about 9 a.m. and when I need to go to bed. And my plan is to read short books, graphic novels, manga, to try and kick myself out of this reading slump, just so that I feel like I'm actually getting through books, because I feel like if I get that sense of accomplishment of finishing things, it's gonna kick me back into feeling like I'm actually not in a slump anymore. Does that make sense? I don't know. I have a few books planned for tonight. I have decided, because I started the month off by being ill, I am not going to be sticking to my TBR this month, and I'm going to give myself grace, because that's just going to make myself feel worse that I wasn't able to read for several days, or not with the amount that I would normally read. So, but I am basing, most of these books have come off my TBR, but I will be picking more books from my shelves if I get through them all. So we have I Hear the Sunspot, Theory of Happiness. This is the second I Hear the Sunspot book. I first read it, I think it was back in June last year for Whatever-a-thon. So I'm very interested to continue the story. I also think because it's in a physical form, I might get more out of it, because originally I was reading it on my phone on Scribd, and I'm not sure if I was missing some of the story. And then we've got Skippy, volumes 1 to 3. I've heard really good things about it, and I just want to get stuck in. I know they're up to, I think, volume 46 or something now. So this is definitely quite a chunky manga series, so if I enjoy it, I'll probably be getting more volumes. I've also got The Girl from the Sea, which is March's Queer Pitch Book Club pick. I've got The Communist Manifesto, which, if I'm honest, this is probably the lowest down on the list of the books that I plan to read tonight. And then I also have my Kindle, and on my Kindle I've got Fence up on Scribd, which was February's Queer Pitch Book Club pick, but because I didn't own a physical copy, I didn't actually read it in February. And then, as you can see, I have lots of books behind me. This shelf just here, and it carries across just out of frame, is graphic novels, and in fact, again, just out of frame, we've got another shelf of graphic novels and manga. So I've got plenty of things to start reading. I'm also in the middle of 56 days, so I guess we'll just see how I get on. So I hope you enjoy this 7-hour reading vlog with me, and hopefully enjoy my thoughts on some graphic novels and some manga, and maybe the Communist Manifesto, just to mix things up.
Don't feel anxious, don't feel shame. If there's a question, it can't wait another day. Don't feel like it's all in vain. I try to remember it ain't a race.
I finished my first book of the evening or morning, I don't know how we're referring to time, and it's I Hear the Sunspot Theory of Happiness. It took me a little while to get into the story, I think because the panels feel like they're laid out a little bit like here and there, and also it took me some time to kind of get reacquainted with the characters, and we also had new characters that we were introduced to in this story. But once I did kind of start to get to know who each of the characters were, I found myself really enjoying it. It's a really cute story, and like the love story between Kohei and Taichi is just like really, really cute and absolute goals. I do think it was probably a little long for like my first book to start off with because it has taken me a couple of hours to read, and I'm not getting that same like satisfaction of finishing something that I'd hoped to because it has taken me that couple of hours. So I think what I'm going to do is read Fence next, as that's only 100 pages long, I think. And then like I'll judge it between every book, but I think I'll do Skippy, and because that's another longer one. And then I'll do The Girl from the Sea because that's shorter and I've heard it's quick. And like I'll kind of flip flop like that. At least that's the plan. But really, really enjoyed I Hear the Sunspot Theory of Happiness. I definitely want to read the next book in the series. I think there's 5 books in this series altogether. I think the next one's like Limit 1 or something. So I'll be adding the next one to my wish list and looking forward to reading that soon. But I think this came out as like a 4.5 just because it was a bit of a slow start and I did find the panels a little bit difficult to follow at times.
Breathe out, it doesn't matter anyway. Breathe in, it's about happiness in the air. Take it slow, watch the road, stop driving myself insane. The end of the day, you got me indigo, dreaming. You got me indigo.
That's book 2 completed. I've read Fence Volume 1. I enjoyed it, but it just felt like it left me wanting. Like, very much, I felt like the story was only just starting when it finished. And, like, clearly this is a multi-volume series, and I think it's going to be a really slow burn because there was no hint of romance in this first volume. Like, there was a couple of, like, characters getting together, but no actual, like, romance. Like, I think it's meant to be enemies to lovers, but that's just like that's just a guess because like there's nothing to suggest that's actually the direction that it's going to go in. I do definitely want to read the rest of the volumes in the series, but I think I'm gonna like try and work through the rest of the books on my list and just see how I get on. Because they're on script, I can just kind of pick them up whenever. So I think the next book I'm going to try and read is Skippy Volumes 1 to 3. It's quite chunky, but I'm hoping it'll read relatively quickly. It's now 4:30, so I've got, 3.5 hours left, I think, before I've got to go to bed. Or is it 4.5? 4.5. I've got 4.5 hours, but, like, we'll see. Because ideally, I want to read this The Girl from the Sea, and the Communist Manifesto, which I think could be quite a lot, but we'll see what time it is after I finish this.
You got me into go dreaming. It's just this feeling that I'm letting go. Don't feel anger, don't feel rage. If there's an answer.
I've made it to Act 3 of Skip Beat, so I've read that much and I've still got all that left. So I've got quite a chunk, but I'm really, really enjoying it. I think I'm going to want to read like all the other volumes because it seems like a lot of fun. I'm loving how melodramatic it is. I love that it seems like it's kind of like a revenge story. I've heard there's lots of twists and turns in it, but I think this is probably going to be my last book of tonight. And that's even assuming that I finish it before I go to bed, as I am starting to feel a little bit tired. But that's fine. I feel like 3 books to kind of kick me back into reading and make me feel like I'm actually finishing things is not the worst, but I'll keep you updated.
Can't wait till another day. Don't regret making mistakes. There's no need, it's just the game. Breathe out, it doesn't matter anyway. Breathe in, it's about happiness in the air.
It's 7:20 now, and I'm feeling really quite tired. I've only gotten that far into Skip Beat, but this book's like a lot thicker than I realised. Like, I want to say it's about 600 pages long, so I think it was pretty ambitious to expect me to read it with any kind of speed. But what I will say is that I think I've achieved what I set out to, because I've finished a couple of books, so I've got a sense of achievement, and this is a book that I don't want to put down, and the only reason I am putting it down is because I'm getting really tired. So I'll probably check back in later, like assuming I get up at a reasonable-ish time. I'm probably going to read some more of this before work, and I'll give some more thoughts and do a bit of a wrap up of this video. But yeah, I'm off to sleep. I think I'll probably read some 56 Days in bed before I fall asleep, but I'm also thinking I'm probably going to be asleep within about half an hour because I'm feeling really quite tired. So I finished Skip Beat volumes 1, 2 and 3, and I think I can say that it has helped me break my reading slump, like the combination of the 3 graphic novels, manga, whatever that I've read. I did quite enjoy this. I don't quite know what to make of it with the kind of author comments every so often, but the story's really engaging. It's clearly a very slow burn, but I will be looking to pick up more in this series because I'm really interested to see where it goes, and I am so happy that my work colleague recommended this because it is really, really enjoyable. And now my plan is to continue reading 56 Days by Catherine Ryan Howard. I'm finding it really, really engaging, and because I feel like I've broken my slump, I'm now like finding the cracks in my day where I can squeeze in some reading. So I'm very, very happy to feel like I'm back on track. And I'll probably pick up Addie LaRue this weekend, which is very, very exciting since it's been a year and a half since it came out and I still haven't picked it up. So let me know in the comments down below how you combat reading slumps, and if you've been intrigued to pick up any of the books that I've read in this video. And until next time, Bye!
There's a place in my heart